This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome back to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, but also getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. You can find the link to our playlist in the show notes. I'm your host, Simon Fink, and this is episode 7. Our guests today are Blackstarkids. They're a young 3-piece band out of Kansas City who used their time in quarantine to get signed to the same label as the 1975 and also released their 3rd studio album entitled Whatever Man. In our chat today, we talk about how they got signed, their eclectic influences, and why Pharrell is the GOAT. Here we go. Our guests today are a young indie band out of Kansas City, Missouri, and have only been playing together since the start of 2019, but have just released their 3rd full-length record. Some of their fans include Charlie XCX and Maddie from the 1975. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Ty, Gabe, and Deiondre from Blackstarkids.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
I'm good. I'm cool. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Firstly, before we jump into the record, I just want to say congratulations on what I believe is a massive weekend in the US. Congrats on the election. How are you all feeling? How is it over there?
It's a relief.
Yeah,
That's the best way to describe it. Trump, we don't really like him that much. Is there like a language barrier? Like, can we cuss or no? Don't cuss.
Oh no, yeah, cuss away, go.
Yeah, we don't really like Trump. I'm not gonna cuss, but we don't really like Trump.
Yeah.
So it feels good.
Yeah.
He's not around anymore. He won't be.
Right.
Now, talking about the record, congratulations on Whatever Man, which is your 3rd record in 2 years.
Thank
Thank you.
What's the driving force? You guys have been quite prolific since the start of the band, putting out 3 albums. What's the driving force behind having such a vast discography already?
It's just I feel like after we get done making an album, like we just get even hungrier to make the next one.
Yeah,
and just like make even better songs than like before. So
yeah, it's like just like a dog chasing his tail kind of thing.
Yeah,
like we're just trying to get better. Like
Sure.
we just always trying to get better. So
yeah.
And I feel like every time we do a project, we like get inspired by something else, like instantly.
Yeah,
And then we just want to make something new.
yeah, for sure. True.
Do you find yourselves when you kind of do stop that you're almost feeling guilty that you're not kind of creating or building something new or working on something?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big feeling, like especially this time around, because we've been so busy, like trying to put together assets for Whatever Man, but it's like we want to make a new album. I mean, we've been wanting to make a new project, but it's like literally just trying to get into the groove and like find the time. So yeah, you definitely deal with like that, like just being on edge. I'm like, ooh, like we need to be making something new.
Yeah, for real.
Ty, I heard that you name the albums and the song titles and then kind of reverse engineer the tracks that way. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. Each album, before we all come to work on it, I like to think in my mind about what I want the album title to be, and then like the number of songs, what each song is going to be called, and what it's going to be about, how's it going to sound like, just to get a good gauge of like what we're doing, and then we kind of like just like pick a song to work on as we're doing it, and just like knock it off song by song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever found that you've had a really cool kind of song title, and then you've taken it and it doesn't work? Like you can't make that one work for whatever reason?
Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes you just you just leave it, or like you forget it, think of something different, or sometimes you try it multiple different times. Like Let's Play God, which is the outro to this. We've made a Let's Play God for every single album.
Yeah.
But it's like I knew I wanted a song called Let's Play God, so we just kept trying at it every time. Another one is like Frankie Muniz. We had a version of Frankie Muniz that was like, but like we were not feeling it, and so but it's like that title is cool. So we knew we wanted to make a song called Frankie Muniz, so we just gave it another try. So it just depends. Like, but yeah, you definitely don't succeed every time. Sometimes you fail, and it sucks.
Now Frankie has seen the song himself and retweeted it. What was that feeling like?
That was
awesome.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That like made my younger self hella happy. I was like, that was so cool.
Yeah, like, when I got the notification, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
Yeah, literally.
Has it made you guys kind of go back, as you said, you're naming the songs before you write them? Are you now thinking of maybe writing like a song called John Travolta or Brad Pitt or?
The next single, Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I try not to, whenever we make stuff, I feel like we're not doing stuff for like the results. You know? It's just about like what makes sense, like artistically, like, and like, yeah. So everything that we do is not like for a reaction. Cause honestly, I mean, like Frankie listening to the song was sick, but it's not like we would have still made that song even if we didn't. So
you didn't make it for him. Yeah.
Right.
No, sorry, Frankie. Yeah.
The sound of the band is quite eclectic, and you guys have influences that vary from NERD to Smashing Pumpkins, Tori Moi to Weezer. Like, where did you, all three of you individually, get your interest in music from?
I think when we first met up to even make music, and we were just all in a room together, like we all had a common ground on Toro.
Yeah.
Because like his sound is just like, it touches on like house and electronic and just like groove and like rap even a little bit, like in his newer albums and stuff. And it's cool. And like, we found common ground over that, I feel like. And Blood Orange.
Yeah, Blood Orange, yeah.
Because when Blackstarkids started, Blood Orange had just dropped Negro Swan. I mean, the album's not that old. So he had just dropped it maybe like 2-3 months ago. Like it was very fresh, and like we were all just kind of obsessed with that album.
Yeah.
I mean, still are, but like at that time, it was like, damn, like. So yeah, Toro and Dev, those were like the main two things that we were looking at as like inspirations when we first got together. But as far as just like our other interests, I feel like we all three of us, we kind of do have similar music tastes, but we also have different music tastes too. Like, so we can all bring like different things into the fold of like what we're doing too, and I think that adds a lot too.
Deiondre, you produce quite a lot of the tracks. Where do you get your inspiration from in terms of production?
So like this like goes back to like Ty like coming up with like basic themes and like feeling for the album like ahead of time with the titles and stuff. But like before we make a song, we'll like just listen to a bunch of music, and it's like usually a lot of like newer artists that we like too, but just a lot of old songs too. So like it just really varies. Like there's no specific place I could say that I get inspired from for real, but like I like a lot of stuff we do listen to though.
Yeah, I think music just in general.
Yeah,
which is kind of like
it was like listen to everything though.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to do it. Ty, I know you always wanted to form a band like Blackstarkids. You were previously in a Kansas City hip-hop collective called Drop Dead XX, but then things kind of changed when you saw the band The Internet, not the Internet, for the first time. What was it that changed?
Well, yeah, when I was a kid and Purple Naked Ladies came out, I mean, I was already like obsessed with Odd Future like the whole year before, like that whole 2011 year. I mean, because they had just broken through, and that was like the craziest thing that any of us had, So I was already obsessed with that. But when Purple Naked Ladies came out, it was just Matt Martians and Sid at the time. And I think the music on that album was like, it was them and it was colorful and it was experimental. It wasn't perfect, but that's what I thought was cool about it too, was it just had sort of like that DIY feeling. And it was just like pure like creativity, and like they were just doing like different stuff, and it was just really sick to see like young Black people make such like an expressive and different album. And I don't know, when I was a kid, like I just identified with that, or at least I wanted to. Like I knew I wanted to do something different or like outside the box. And so I think that's where the initial seed for like what Blackstarkids was supposed to be was like put in my head. Because I mean, before that, I was like super obsessed with Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Green Day, like just the entry level kind of bands. I was like super into that, but also I didn't like fully identify that. I didn't know what a Black version of that looked like, and so it was kind of like the internet showed me like a Black band could be whatever, and that was just like the first new experience that I got to see. And so I found other stuff later, but yeah, that was like the first thing that opened my mind to it.
Just in terms of what you were saying, in terms of representation, how important is it to you that there is enough representation in spaces or genres that might have a smaller Black presence?
Yeah, it's super important just because, like, we express ourselves in so many different ways. Like, sometimes we want to rap, sometimes we want to sing, and, like, you just create, like, a different energy for that.
Yeah. I think representation is always a good thing, just because as like Black kids in this country, you look at like just the world, you're going to see so much discouraging stuff. So really, I feel like seeing like Black people be successful in anything is good. Yeah. That's why like I think we always try to make it clear that like we're not trying to say that like we're better than any other Black creatives. Like any Black artists who are expressing themselves in any way is dope, because like there's a kid who needs to see that too. Right. So like I feel like all of it's good. Like I don't care how it sounds. Like if you're a Black artist and you're showing kids that you can that your expression means something, no matter what it sounds or looks like. So I think it all matters. I think it all helps. Not just like the alternative kids or whatever, because like alternative kind of Black kids, like you could get weird. You can get into like weird territory, like elitism and like pretentiousness that like we're not really into.
That's very fair. I do like the beliefs of the band. I know you've all previously been big believers in that if you want to do something and have the belief that you can do it, you should just do it.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of like the main message of our music, I would say.
Now, Gabe, I know that the band uses a lot of references from the early 2000s, especially in this last record, including some of the artwork, some of the songs, and it seems to include references or like little homages to things like Zoey 101 and iCarly. What is it that you guys enjoy about this time? Because you, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you guys would have just been kids at this stage.
Yeah.
I think that was the best, like just being a kid during that time.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a great era, really.
Yeah.
Very colorful.
Yeah, that was like my favorite era of just watching TV.
Yeah.
And just like video games and just like, just cartoons and all that, like in that world. It was just like super fun at the time, and just felt genuine too.
Yeah. Things felt like less heavy. Yeah. Maybe because we were kids, but also just like the vibe. And like, because we kind of grew up in a good time where it was like the internet was around, but it wasn't like it is now. Whereas like the internet is everything. Like you would go a couple days with not being on the internet or something.
The internet was like special.
Yeah. It was like, damn, we get to go on the internet. Like it feels that way now. Which is good. It's helped us. Like get on the internet. That's where we are. Like like be on the internet. But like it's just that time was like it was like a nice like middle space. Like we were coming off of the 90s, so we still had some of those 90s vibes, but we were coming into the 2010s, so we still had some of like those futuristic vibes at the same time. It was like futuristic nostalgia.
Can we expect a sitcom style TV show from you guys in the same vein of those shows?
I would be down to do that.
We talk about that all the time. Like we joke about that. That'd be really cool.
But I would, whenever we talk about it, we always or like from like a behind the scenes perspective, like I don't know if it'd be like a Blackstarkids show. That might be kind of, you know what I mean? but like us like working together on the show, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
or even if
sick.
Anybody who's listening, I need a soundtrack. A score, come on. Like, you already know who to hit up. Like,
I wanted to ask, because I know that you guys have referred to this album as like a coming of age Black story, if it is like a movie. For you guys, what are some of the best soundtracks that I guess you maybe pulled from for this record, or that you just think are good representations of music mixed with media?
Scott Pilgrim's soundtrack.
Yeah. We all
Solid.
took a lot of inspiration from that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bunch of different stuff. It's not like strictly tied down to soundtracks, but like certain music videos we've seen, and also just like movie intros back in that time, and then just like cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just that, I think it all had the same vibe.
Yeah.
Like in the sound. So like we pull from there.
Yeah.
I would say.
Like whenever I think of whatever, man, like you guys remember the cartoon like 16?
Yeah.
Like it feels like that, which is like a show where like these kids like they just hang out in the mall all day. And, like, Zoey 101, especially like the scoring from that. We took a lot of inspiration from Zoey 101 and iCarly, Drake and Josh, like all those shows. So as far as like music though, we were listening to like for whatever, man, we were listening to like.
This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Weezer, Blue, that was like something that we were kind of referencing. The Notes on the Conditional Form singles, even before like we talked to them or anything like that. Like we were literally listening to those singles like inspired because like they were just going crazy. And then like B, just like everything that she was doing, we were like really inspired by B. Toro, we're always like, Roy Blair has this like amazing EP called Fantasia with this producer named Sasha Days, like who's really, really good too. So like shout out to them. And then what else? Is that kind of covers
those are like the main ones.
MGMT, MGMT. Like their first two, like and their last album is like crazy, but like their first two albums are like we reference back to a lot. Like just it's like what a good indie rock album is. Like they dropped like 2 back-to-back like classics. Like, they went crazy.
Definitely. I wanted to quickly just touch on, I know you just mentioned Matt from the 1975 and B from Biba Doobie. You guys recently signed to Dirty Hit. And I absolutely love this story, but I was wondering if you guys would like to tell it because it is your story, just because these kind of things don't really happen anymore. How did you guys get signed to Dirty Hit?
Okay. So basically quarantine hit and I was just emailing labels because Surf It just came out like maybe like a week or two, like it was fresh, and I was trying to get like a singles deal for the song Wigs locally, like maybe we could get like a cassette press in and like, you know, like just keep some buzz going for it. I hit all of the local labels. Nobody was hitting me back, like not even saying no, like nobody was replying. And so I'm like, okay, let's. I'm like, dude, there's nobody. Like, I feel like whoever listens to this, like, there's something here.
Yeah.
At least a reply.
Right.
And then we looked up. Excuse me. We looked up like a bunch of indie labels and stuff, and none of them were hitting back. So then I looked up because Deiondre has shown both of us like some Beeba Doobie videos when we were finishing surf, and we were just like, damn, like she going crazy, like, you know what I mean? Because like she's the same age as us, but like she doing it, like we like doing it, but she like doing it, like she going crazy. So I look up like what label is Beeba Doobie signed to? Like that's why I Google, and it's like Dirty Hit. I'm like, okay, I know Dirty Hit, like I heard of that before. So I look up their social media, and I DM them on Twitter, and like nothing, of course. And so then I'm like, okay. I look up their email, and I'm like, I'm gonna just email them because I was just copy and pasting like an email, like it was like Blackstarkids must listen. You don't want to miss this, like, and I sent them a message like just trying to see if they will reply, expecting nothing at all. From any of them, I'm waiting for like a local person to reply. And then the next day I wake up, it's an email. It's a guy named Chris Frazier. And Frazier changed everything because Frazier gave it a listen, and he was just like, yo, I want to talk on the phone. I'm like, man, nah. So we talked on the phone though. And we talk on the phone for like an hour. He cool, like it's real. He got a British accent, like it's like he really British. Like this is like, and I'm like, this is crazy. But I'm still not trying to hype it up too much. I'm like, nothing about to really come from this. The whole time we get a message like an hour later from Jamie, who's like the guy who owns the label. Like, yo, I want to sign you guys. We're like, what the fuck? Like, okay, it's happening.
It's crazy.
It's happening now. So yeah, that's kind of like the story of how we met Dirty Hit, and it's been all good from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you're like, no, this isn't real, or no, this is an imposter?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
The whole first week was just unreal. I was just like pissing myself.
Yeah, like this ain't happening.
Yeah, like after the Zoom calls, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, it's like, damn, this is happening.
Right.
I'm curious how many more bands since your story has happened. How many more bands have emailed Dirty Hit and they're like, nah, just stop.
I don't know. I haven't heard about it. If that's been happening, I'm sorry. If that
Started a wave.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure. But you know, they're always. But I don't know. I will say though, try.
Yeah,
try for sure. I mean, not just with Dirty Hit, like in general, just try and just keep doing it until something happens.
One influence I'd really like to talk to you guys about, I know that we've kind of touched on some of them, but one that kind of shines through, and please tell me if it's not correct, is Pharrell. I know that you've cited Nerd as an influence. What is it? Beatrix Kiddo references Spaz. Yeah. And there's also another song where Sour Patch Kids, where the Drop It Like It's Hot melody is kind of like lifted near one of the...
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's the impact that Pharrell has had on you guys?
He GO.A.T, man.
Yeah, he's really my childhood. Like,
yeah, that's
amazing.
like that's a soundtrack in the back of my mind, like subconsciously. Like that was a soundtrack to my early life.
Yeah,
really. Like my parents are always playing that in the car, like in the house.
Yeah, you hearing Pharrell everywhere. Pharrell the GOAT, bro. Like, Pharrell, he like Prince. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he's GOAT, bro. So it's like, because on one hand, he'll go and do the Britney Spears and the Justin Timberlake. Right. But then he going to do Mr. Me Too.
Right.
And My Mom mixtapes. Mm-hmm. And then he'll do the clothes. Yep. The video will be crazy. The ice cream skate team. Like, everything. Like, he'll be going crazy. Okay. So, like, yeah, like, Pharrell, like, he the biggest inspiration just because, like, NERD, like, they did was what we was trying to do. Mm-hmm. For real. And I didn't even know when I was a kid, because I didn't know any, like, I was listening to the Black Eyed Peas when I was a kid. Like, they going crazy. Like it's like, you know, like, for the time, that was like some really fresh, forward-thinking music compared to the rest of what I was hearing, and it was a group. I've always liked the idea of, like, you got a dude, and then you got a dude, and you got a girl. Like I like that dynamic. There was another dude in the Black Eyed Peas, though, but whatever. Like this, but still like that. Like I always like that dynamic, but. When I found NERD, there's no girl in NERD, but like still, like when I found NERD, it was just like, oh, okay, like they're really doing it. They they got like the Black and Asian ties all coming together and mixing every genre and doing everything. Like NERD, the GOATs, but Pharrell especially, man, like he's the coolest and the best. Like he's my favorite musician probably ever. So.
And he don't age.
Really?
With NERD having the Neptunes, I know, Deiondre, you produce, but for the three of you, do you have any interest in writing or producing for other artists sometime in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Big, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we all want to do for other artists. So, artists, like, hit us up. For we here, come shop. Like we got hooks, we got beats, we got come on, anything you need.
This is fun.
We got you.
Yeah, artistic direction. Just get in contact with Jamie. He know how to get that with.
I was going to say I'll put the link to Jamie's email in the show notes, and then that way they can just hit him up that way.
Yeah, do that. Get in touch. Like especially Lord. That's what I'm really Lord. Ariana.
Sick.
Like tap in. Like for real, tap in.
If we can get this podcast to them, then we're all winning. So that's great. In terms of, I know you were saying like with Pharrell kind of being a GOAT, in this day and age, in 2020, lots of artists have so many different branches of what they do or what they are. Is that something that interests you guys as well, kind of spreading out and being able to do 20 different things?
Yeah, I would love to have a clothing line one day. I actually do embroidery and I make bags out of like recycled denim. So I would love to just expand on that.
She's crazy good at that too. Like, y'all got to see it. Like she be going crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think all of us branching out and doing anything like just making stuff. I think we all like to make stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. I think me, I don't know about like a fashion line, but like I would love to like work on a show outside of music, like just do cinema and stuff.
Yeah, I really want to get into like the movie like side of things and like show like side of entertainment and stuff. Just like work on that like with music as well. And then also when it comes to just branching out and like doing everything as an artist, like two people who are like super inspirational to me, and that is Tyler and Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Donald
Glover is like one of the coolest human beings ever.
Yeah.
He's just like talented and great at everything.
So many fields. He's dropped so many just great projects, like from Community to Atlanta to Because of Internet to Awaken My Love, like to the new one that he didn't give a title. Donald is his videos like I hope
sick. Sick.
It's crazy to kind of look at what he's doing now and then look back at Community and just see the I guess the trajectory from there. Yeah.
That's childish Gambino.
Yeah. Like you ever watch Community and you look at the scene he did and you're like, he made Redbone.
It is interesting to think that Troy has done a few of the most influential singles of the last few years.
Yes. Yeah.
For you guys, with COVID, obviously, keeping everyone under lockdown or at least somewhat confined, are you looking forward to being able to start playing live shows and take all of the 3 albums on the road?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got cut short. We had 2 shows and then no more.
Yeah, that was on Surf.
Yeah, it was on Surf.
They were cool shows. They were awesome.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah.
With the album already being done under quarantine, and then, as we said before, you guys are quite prolific. Have you already got album number 4 halfway written or already in the can, or is it just still early stages?
Can't say.
Yeah.
Can't say.
Look, I think that's very fair. We'll keep that under wraps for now. But Ty, Gabe, and Deiondre, thank you very much for your time today, and thank you for being on the show. Please thank Blackstarkids.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, thank you.
This is fun.
Thank you so much.
And that's our show. We do have a small disclaimer this week that there is no playlist from the band. Instead, we highly recommend you go listen to their new record, which we've included a link to in the show notes. We want to say a massive thank you to Blackstarkids for their time, and we want to give a shout out to Rachel from Dirty Hit for her assistance with today's interview. Whatever Man is out now on all streaming platforms. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Thursday morning with guest playlists streaming on Spotify at the same time. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Until next week, cheers.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com, code BUTTERY. Exclusions apply. See site for details.